It's an interesting topic, I think this is uh, this is a very important, you know, decision that many of us will take. Uh, so I would, depending upon the bandwidth available, I will keep moving in with my video in and out, right? My name is Arun Mittal, and I will be taking this session today. Just to give you a background, uh, I did my graduation in commerce and my master's in executive management from IIM Calcutta. My schooling has been very interesting. A large part of it courtesy my father, who was in army. So I went to 7 schools, uh, and I've had an amazing experience. And a part of what I'm going to present today is what has been my personal journey and what I have picked up, pieces of what I've picked up over the last 20 odd years that I've been working, right? Uh, Things have always been complex. Career has never been an easy discussion area, right? However, over the years, the complexity has increased largely because the career options have increased significantly. The rate at which technology is making careers disappear or the new careers to come in is very significant, right? However, I'll try and be a little louder, Simmer. If there's anyone else who has a problem, please type in the chat window. No. Okay. Thanks, Sarthak, and everyone else. Yeah, thanks. So, before I get into this whole discussion on what is the right stream, right, or how do we go about your stream selection, I want you to ponder. I want you to think a little bit. Is the screen visible to everyone? How many of you have heard of Bumblebee? How many of you have heard of Bumblebee? I have. Wonderful. There's something very peculiar about Bumblebee. The theory of aerodynamics says that the bumblebee cannot fly. The weight of the bumblebee is disproportionate to its wings, and hence science says, or the theory of aerodynamics says, the bumblebee cannot fly. Does the bumblebee fly? Yes, it does. How many of you have heard of Roger Bannister? Until Roger Bannister broke the, until Roger Bannister actually ran a mile in less than 4 minutes, it was widely believed by all that if somebody attempts to run that fast, there would be serious consequences. There would be serious health consequences. Do you know how much time did someone take to break Roger Bannister's record? Something which was going uncontested for decades was broken in less than 90 days. And this is where I would like to spend a little more time. The whole concept that how good am I, whether I would be able to do or not do, all of us in this room will need to believe that we are achievers. What is important is to believe and act like one. Each one of you in your life will do good. There is absolutely no doubts on that. It's important now that you start acting like a achiever. Most of us in this room have dreams. Very few of us have set ourselves as goals. And I very firmly believe that goals which have not been documented, which have not been written down, are only intent statements. Only when you write down your goals that you commit yourself to them completely. And then practice discipline and consistency. So if you have any iota of doubt that I'm not good, that I will not succeed in life, it is hugely untrue. But it's important that I organize ourselves. You know, it reminds me, and I'm sure this is something that all of you have heard of. And this, and you know, what we need to understand in today's session is a lot often career selection is like an Alice in Wonderland. Unless I know where I want to go, it is difficult to know where you will go. You know, this is when the magical cat checks with Alice, which way do you want to go? And she says, I don't know. And Alice gets an answer that it doesn't matter then. I think what is important or what is significant today, one of the important things that you need to take back home and get it right is you will need to have an answer. And when I say an answer, it does not necessarily mean that I need to be an A only. But directionally, I need to know. Yes, Anushka, we will cover that. We will reach that, right? In this context, I think we need to understand that success does not happen, it has to be achieved. For you to achieve success, you will need to plan for success. And please understand, people don't plan to fail. Most of us who will take longer to succeed will fail to plan on time. You are responsible for your destiny. You will need to script your own success. And in that context, today's session becomes very important because stream selection will largely define the direction. It will impact your academic pathways. What we will tend to understand in today's session is what probably could be a mechanism of choosing a career. most of us, so how did I study? When I went to school, I studied physics, chemistry, maths, and biology. What was the basis? My mom saw a doctor in me, a dad saw engineering, and I told you, I did a graduation in commerce. So some of the null hypotheses or some of the basic assumptions that if you have more choices, you will do well, might not be true. Are academic grades the most reliable source or parameter to choose your stream? You need to be careful with your stream also because your academic pathways would depend upon it. If you choose a stream which is not aligned to your future goals, it would be difficult to reach them. One large problem, for a lot of students to become mediocre in academics is because they choose subjects or they choose their stream on reasons which are not around them. Often when I interact with kids and sometimes with parents, it is very ironical to see that many of us choose our streams using the rule of elimination. मुझे ये नहीं करना है तो ये वाला बाहर, मुझे ये नहीं अच्छा लगता है तो ये वाला बाहर. I think the question here is what is it you want to choose and not what is it you don't want to do. The fact is, whether you are a class 9 student or a class 10 student, whether you have a sense of urgency or not, you will reach a point in your school where you'll have to make a choice, where you'll have to choose your stream. For some of us, it's easy. We have a goal, we have a plan. For those, probably this session will help us revisit some of our basic assumptions of choosing a career, or the stream rather. For many others, it's a very stressful, it's a very challenging factor. All said and done, we need to be careful that we are not choosing a stream because my best friend is choosing science, because my teacher is recommending that take science. I remember in school, and this is nothing personal here, right? Where one batch senior to me was the CBSE topper in that particular year, and our administration at school was finding it so difficult to accept that the student did not want to do science but was opting for commerce. At that time, it was always believed that the school topper, and mind you, this time it was a university topper, sorry, a CBSE topper, walks in and says, I'm going to take commerce and not science. It was like history. You're kind of killing the tradition, right? That person that we're talking of is extremely successful in his career. A lot often when we speak to students, they choose science because it gives them more options. You know, you do not make your primary choice because it allows you to do a plan B. Because I will need to work hard in a particular stream, or it is perceived that one stream is more challenging and time consuming than the other, and hence you should not go for it, is a huge misnomer. It's an outlier. The fact is, irrespective of which stream do you choose, you will need to work hard. Is my voice audible to all of you? If you can confirm, type yes if I'm audible to all of you. Divyanshi, it's a local issue, please. Yeah, thanks enough. Thank you. So you can't really, you can't really choose a stream because it gives you an option to plan B. You'll have to choose a stream because it fits into your plan A. It fits into your primary plans. Most of the things that that you see on your screen are largely my own excuses. You know, I do not have a great science stream in my school, and hence I have no options. Really? How often has it happened that you wanted something very desperately and it has not happened? I think a lot of pertinent question that each one of you, and if you have a pen and paper around, I would like you to take these questions and write down their answers later. By choosing a stream, I said you're taking an academic direction. Does the stream that I'm choosing provides me for good growth potential? Is it aligned to my dream career? The dream career here might not be a specific career. I understand, I'm privy to the fact that when I am suggesting you to look at a career, I am symbolically looking at a direction that you're moving in and not necessarily on a particular career. The fact is, a lot of careers that you guys will work in by the time you finish your school and college don't even exist today. There is a high likelihood that some of the jobs that you're wanting to do today might not exist 7 years hence. What is important here is to understand what I am getting into. Do I have a natural ability for it or not? We will need to understand what are my asks. You know, a whole generation that I belong to went on to pursue a particular degree, not realizing that in a few years, the unemployability rate in India will be as low as 10%. Just because a section of people did well in IT in the early 90s and 2000, everyone assuming that by becoming an engineer they will be successful was not the truth. I understand a lot of parents are watching this session. I want you to understand that when your parents are looking at suggesting you a career or a stream, they are doing it based on certain information. There is no harm in getting into a conversation. It is important that I understand what am I getting into, why am I getting into, and what's in it for me. You know, interestingly, in the world of work today, people from all walks of life are successful, as long as they have been able to create a niche for themselves. There is no career around which is not rewarding. Fortunately, you guys are living in an era where you have a lot of options, something that we are going to discuss in the subsequent slides, to experiment with. And when you're choosing your subjects, you know, one is choosing your streams. The second, I think, an equally pertinent question and something which is available to most of you today, is the choice of subjects. This has to be the basis of how you choose your career. Maths is an important subject. Yes, no denying that. Should I take maths because I'm looking at a maths career, or am I taking maths because I generally score better in maths? These can be two different things. Only because I'm scoring well in maths does not mean that I have a numerical aptitude for, or I have a high numerical aptitude. Most of you are amazing students. You are hardworking, you are diligent. Relative, though. Scoring maths in school is not necessarily an evidence of a high aptitude in that area. Because you are honest, because you are hardworking, because you are diligent, you score well. Just because I am good in maths, should I go for engineering, is a huge misconception. The fact is, maths probably allows you, most of the careers that you will get into will be multidisciplinary in nature, which essentially means they will not be built on a particular subject. Technology, economics, maths is the foundation for data science today. So if somebody is wanting to be a data scientist, he has to have a strong understanding of statistics, technology, economics. Broadly, let's come to the transactions now, right? Broadly, what you have to option, you have science, commerce, humanities. Should I choose careers or a stream where I see more jobs in? Tricky, because a lot of jobs today are coming with an expiry date. So most of the schools that you are going to would have an option of science, commerce, and humanities. Some of you will also have your schools offering you vocational streams. There are very nice linkages with higher education available today, and hence they cannot be a non-possibility. For those of you who are looking at medical science, engineering, pure science, or other interdisciplinary careers, science is what you can look at. Allows you for a diverse fields to get into, both from an applied and pure science. This is typically what is there. You either go for physics, chemistry, maths as a combination, or physics, chemistry, biology as a combination. And the third combination, which is available in many schools, is a physics, chemistry, maths, and biology, with these as options. For someone who believes that psychology is a humanities subject, is not correct in today's context. This is an answer for someone who said, I'm good with maths, I enjoy physics, and I'm also interested in designing. If you're looking at engineering and pure science, these are your other options. That was more from a bio student. Commerce primarily is for individuals who are looking at working in business, working in finance, trade, banking. These are typically the segments that you can look at. Yes, Yash says, can I take chemistry with commerce? Technically, yes. Possibility wise, not sure. There are traditional careers which flow out of commerce. For many of us who believe that if I have to do a CA, I should look at commerce. It's not a necessity. In fact, if you look at the eligibility criteria, it does not limit someone from commerce stream per se. Those who are looking at commerce as an option typically have these subjects. Your business studies, accountancy, and economics becomes your main subjects. I have intentionally omitted the language, which is given, which is there for all of you, right? And these becomes your optionals available. If you're looking at a career in actuaries and you choose to do not take maths in commerce, it's going to be a challenge. For those who are good with maths, ideally should take maths in any of the streams, because going forward and even today, there are plenty of maths-based careers available to you. You know, when I was growing up, the smartest kids went to science, the next ones went to commerce, and then, those who did not belong to any of those two, took arts or humanities. Interestingly, for those who still believe in that fashion, we need to realize that over 40% of the global CEOs comes from a humanities background. In fact, humanities is one of the streams, which will see a lot of trust. It allows you sufficient amount of portability. It allows you to get into a lot of careers. So if you're taking humanities, you're not necessarily left with no options. There are plenty and more options available to those who are looking at humanities. There's enough portability available. Unlike commerce and science, you have a reasonably good amount of options to pick up in your class 11th. What we also need to realize is some careers have a very specific education route to follow. So if I want to practice medicine, I do not have an alternate but to study medicine. However, if I want to do journalism, it is not necessary for me to join a mass comm school after my 12th or a college. For many of you, when I said that a lot of careers are coming with an expiry date, my limited point was that the job would change in its fashion. When I was growing up, a lot of people used to learn typing. For most of the people in this room, for most of the students in this room, I doubt if any one of you has seen a typewriter. The technology will take you to the next level. I think the way I interacted when I was a student at your age and I went and saw a bank, to a bank that I see, or the banking, the way I do banking today, that has significantly moved. So a lot of repetitive works will probably get automated. A couple of things from the world of work. I think this is important for you to understand when you're making these choices. When I look back at the top 10 jobs of 2020, it is very interesting to see that a lot of them, in fact, most of them did not exist or were not in great demand 10 years back. Most of the careers going forward will be multidisciplinary, which essentially means they will be built on more than one subject. Technology will be part of each one of you. So when I say that 70% of the jobs in the future will be STEM, I am essentially saying that technology, maths, science, and engineering will become central to each of you. It is not that only the jobs will be available to science students or to engineers or to medicine. What we are essentially saying is, even if you want to pursue a career in maths, in music, even if you want to become a radio jockey, technology will become an integral part of it. Similarly, likewise. So it will be either a combination of technology and maths, science and mathematics, or engineering and technology. For all those who believe that maths and English are the two important skills that we need to have in the 21st century, creativity and empathy will become the more important success factors. Industry will look forward to people with high degree of creativity. That will be more in. Please do not worry about lack of jobs or jobs going away. It did not happen in the first industrial revolution. It is not going to happen in the fourth industrial revolution as well. Every time that we have upgraded ourselves, the nature of jobs have changed. We have started to do better high-end jobs. Jobs do not go. Every time, historically, we have seen whenever we have had an advancement, there are more jobs which are being created. I'm going to touch this topic for a quick 2 minutes and then move on, right? You know, even in India today, and minus the pandemic period, we do not have an unemployability problem of the extent that we have of underemployment and unemployability. Because we are not giving it enough thought to our planning, a lot of us are doing our education or pursuing academic or education, which is not providing us with our goals. And hence, a lot of people around you are working for jobs which are lower than their, which require a lower education level than what they have achieved. A lot of unemployable people is not because there are lack of jobs. It is because the employers are not finding them fit to hire for a job. So we are actually in a very, in a catch-22 situation where we have jobs and we also have joblessness. What I expect all of you to do is to sit down, think through from a slightly medium-term perspective. Everything else will follow. What you need to first get to is, what is it I want to do? Can I do, given reasonable resources? So essentially, when you're choosing your stream, try and identify your reasons why you're doing it. Do not base of taking a subject or a stream purely because of your academic records. You scoring well in maths or not scoring well in maths does not necessarily mean that you do not have an aptitude or you have an aptitude for a subject? So I'm kind of done. I'm moving to the open hour session. While I do that, I will also allow, I'll take up a few questions, and now you will be able to raise your hands. But let me take up a few questions, and then some of you can use it. So there is a question that I'm not good in maths. So what stream should I choose after class 10? Nija, when you say that I'm not good with maths, it essentially means that I will, whichever stream that I take, I might not choose maths as an option. And it stops at that. Just because you do not have maths, that you should not take science, I don't find it. So can I find my reasons of choosing a subject? Once again, you have used the rule of elimination for choosing a stream. मैथ्स नहीं करो ना, सो आपके पास तीनों स्ट्रीम्स हैं, आप कुछ भी कर सकते हो. आप मैथ्स एज अ सब्जेक्ट नहीं लोगे, एज एन ऑप्शनल सब्जेक्ट नहीं लोगे. क्या आप साइंस विदाउट मैथ्स कर सकते हो? कर सकते हो. क्या आप कॉमर्स विदाउट मैथ्स कर सकते हो? कर सकते हो. क्या आप वो करियर जिसमें मैथ्स चाहिए होगा वो परस्यू करोगे? आंसर इज नहीं. I'm interested in interior design. Which stream should I take? I have interest in interior design. I want to pursue interior design as a career. Do you need to necessarily, does your stream restrict you or limit you from joining a design school if you do not study a particular subject at school? Answer is no. If you're interested in design as a subject, what I can say is fashion design as a subject, as an optional subject, is available to you. More importantly, when I was saying self-awareness, do I know what does an interior designer need? For me to be successful as an interior designer, what are the skills that I will need to deal? For many of you who are interested in interior designers, please understand a lot of architects, students who study architecture, students of architecture pursue a career in interior design. Can I become an interior designer by only doing architecture? Answer is again a no. But for those who believe that because I'm interested in architecture and I do not want to, should not take science, that data is only to say that hypothesis is also incorrect. Just momentarily, please hold on from raising your hands, right? Prachi Seni, I'm giving you the rights to speak. Please unmute and ask your question. So I'll keep alternating.
Namaskar, sir.
Sorry, please. Hi, sorry. Yeah.
I like all the subjects. I'm in class 10th. I'm interested in all the subjects, but whenever I think that what should I prefer to choose as my career after 12th, either I take maths or I take science. Sometimes I feel like going for teaching, sometimes I feel like going for software engineering, but I'm not able to decide what to do. So
So Prachi, you're not the first one. Yeah, so you're done. Thanks. I think Prachi, you're not alone with this. Interestingly, most of us go through this dilemma. And it is of two types. One, I am not able to decide what all can I do. So someone like you, Prachi, is someone who's talented, who's who will have aptitude in multiple areas. And that is where I started this whole session by saying, unless you put your dreams to a goal and document those goals, this dilemma will continue. Unless I write down, when I say I want to move into I want to become a scientist one day, and I want to become a teacher, and I want to become, and let's say a pilot, what we need to realize is what are the three things which are important for me? Which are the three important values that are central to me? There is nothing wrong in saying that I am looking at a career which allows me to earn money quickly. And early into my career. So there are a set of careers which will take a backseat there, right? If I can document my options, match them with my values and my priorities, there is a very high likelihood that I'll be able to zero down on 2, 3, 4 of them. Then it is important, once you are able to bring it down to anything between 1 to 4, you will be able to then go back and say, what are my options? What are the subject combinations which will help me reach where I am? For a lot of people in this room who want to become doctors, also need to do a reality check and understand that a doctor on an average studies for nothing less than 7 to 8 years. So I want to be a doctor and I want to start earning 3 years down the line. These two statements don't go together. I hope I'm making sense. Right? Yash, you have the speaking rights.
Good evening, sir. Sir,
Hi,
I'm interested in cyber security. So, sir, which stream should I consider?
fantastic. So Yash says I'm interested in cybersecurity. Let me go back and plot it for you, Yash. You're essentially saying I'm interested in a career in cybersecurity, which essentially means you need to learn technology. You need to be relatively strong in your numerical skills. Any subject combination. So what are the possible education pathways that are available to you? One is the traditional ones which are emerging out of engineering. All other routes will take you via certification or diploma. Cybersecurity essentially will have two entry routes. One, through engineering. Two, through a diploma or a certification. It's a skill that you can learn, right? So you'll have to make a choice. If you're looking at an education-based or an academic pursuit, then you'll have to look at a PCM as a combination, right? Nishant? Nishant, please go ahead. Nishant doesn't seem to be there. Harshul, you have the speaking rights.
Yeah, actually, I want my son to pursue for IAS preparation. He's in class 9 now. So, what should be the best stream for this?
Ma'am, when you're looking at, so one, if you're getting into civil services, UPSC is your target, whether it is an IAS, IPS, or any of those services. One, we need to realize that this is post-graduation. People from all streams get into it. However, if I want to start very early, your answer will come in from the kind of subjects that are being tested in an entrance exam.
Yeah.
So one of the things that I usually look at is the winnability or being able to crack a certain exam. Students, there is a significant amount of economics, journal studies, journal awareness in that paper, right? Now, that probably says humanities seems to be more suited. But I am not sure if you are wanting to base everything, because as an optional, one of the subjects that he can take is mathematics also, right? But generally speaking, this is one area, and I find it very, very common these days that while many of us are aspiring to be civil servants, right? Humanities is not what we are looking at. Just for your information, a lot of students who are studying law, right, a 5-year integrated law specially, pursue or get into UPSC. So slight bias towards humanities, largely because from an examinations perspective, right? However, nothing beyond that. So I think what we'll also need to look at, ma'am, is where is the kid's interest right? And then base it.
Nowadays he is like good in math, science, and SST. All the three main streams are very good for him. So that's why one more thing, that if he go for the science, then how much will it be helpful in preparation of this UPSC?
मैम मैंने इसीलिए बोला कि if you look at from a subject's point of view, there is a bias. I'll be biased towards humanities, right? But please understand that there is an equal share of students from all backgrounds who get into UPSC. So if you have studied economics, if you have studied journal studies, if you have studied history, if you are a student of language, all of them will be helpful. So the way I would probably put it is, if your son can supplement economics, history, and language as a subject, it will help him succeed or do fare well in the entrance exam, and also probably succeed in his career thereafter, because it's not about just cracking that paper, it's also about probably excelling in that area, right? Can I move on?
Thank you.
Yeah. I am taking the last couple of questions, and then we'll try and answer these questions later. when you look at Samyak, when you're talking about getting into medicine, yes, as I said, you do not have an option of not getting into, not having biology as a subject. So PCB looks to be a more a given choice. But when we talk about medicine, I would look at the whole sector, healthcare as a sector, right? So we will also need to evaluate what are the other options available, and eligibility criteria, and by and large is the same. I come in from a very strong view that coaching is not necessary, right? Coaching is not the primary success factor, that if you do not go and take coaching, that you will not succeed. There are pros and cons of coaching. If you're getting into a coaching, yes, you get a lot of structured preparation. You get a lot of stuff on the platter, but coaching to a large extent can also discourage you to struggle harder. It's important that coaching alone has never taken people or guaranteed success. Eventually, it is you and how well do you prepare, how structured are you when you're preparing for these exams, right? That will see the success. So I hope I've answered that question. Simar, I've answered your question on interior design. Okay. Samanvay, please go ahead.
Yeah, sure. Hi, sir. Samanvay here. So I have a question about. I love to explore about space, but at the same time, I love literature and I love to write. So, is there any suggestion for me and my career?
I am a great. I keep telling kids, multidisciplinary is the word. Most of us who will be successful and will get taste success early in our careers will pursue multidisciplinary careers. So when you're looking at space, language, I think it's a fantastic option. If I'm looking at research, which stream that you'll have to look at. Commerce and humanities do not essentially provide you for that. If you have clear and language, I think pursuing a language is something which is amazing. We are living in a world which is a lot interdependent, right? Today, most of the organizations, most of the specialists are today talking about, leaders are talking about, are not talking about multiple intelligence. They're talking about emotional intelligence, right? From that point of view, if you ask me, language is fantastic. I would rather say, along with the language, please add, see how do you improve your creativity, because that is one stream which will help. If you are high on creativity, your success, or you'll be more successful than your others. And success is always one relative, and it's not necessarily always in a public domain, right? Yeah. Have I answered your question?
Yeah, sure, sir. Thank you.
One last from me. I'm sorry, I think we have kind of. Ayush.
Yes, sir. Good evening.
Hi, Ayush.
Sir, yes, sir. I would like to ask that I would like to be a raw agent at in research and analysis wing of India. But as a backup, I want to keep doctor as a profession. I like biology and psychology. So my criteria was to take PCB with psychology in 11th and then give UPSC examination. Am I going on the right track, or I should take humanities to qualify for the raw agency?
you know, I would not base my whole plan on an entrance exam that is something I'm going to take 7 years from now, to say the least. Right? That's the
Yes, sir.
earliest. If you're in class 9th or 10th, I'm
Yes.
adding 4 years on this side and another 3 years of minimum of 3 years of your graduation.
Yes, sir.
I think if you are good with these subjects,
Yes, sir.
pursue it. They do not restrict or limit, you know, from getting into a UPSC point. Uh, and please understand, you know, my interest levels can also waver. And for me, there can be more than one route to get into this particular area, right?
Yes, sir.
So I'll probably go with your first set of options, but then please understand, and I find it very constraining, right? While it doesn't stop me from answering some of these questions, the answers might not be that straight-jacketed that we are thinking they are. These might require slightly more data points to discuss, right? But on the face of what you have said, I think your option of your first one looks more likely, just because I will get, there are some subjects that I need to do well, or I can get some help in. That's okay. I can always prepare for UPSC along with my graduation if I'm really committed to it.
Yes,
Right?
sir. Yes. So-
Today for me, it is very strange that there are very few people who love history, but the percentage of those who wanting to become civil servants is much higher. So I that's the dichotomy that I'm a little worried of, right? That on one hand, we are looking at a particular career, but then we don't look at a certain subject. I think I'll go with your first option. Can I move on now? Ria? Ria, you want to talk?
Good evening,
Okay.
sir.
Yeah.
Sir, actually, if I look in my academics, then academically I'm good, but I'm having confusion in selection of stream. If I look in subject maths, then I'm although good in that, but still I'm confused for which stream to select. I'm in class 10th.
मैथ्स तो सब्जेक्ट होता है ना, सो मैथ्स तो आप तीनों स्ट्रीम के साथ ले सकते हो, आपको करना क्या है?
That's what is confusing.
So can you sit back and try and find answer? देखिए, the whole advantage for all of you who are in class 9th and 10th is you have good 6 months to decide.
Yes.
Basis on the discussion that we have had today, now I know that when I get into my class 11, I will have options to choose from. All my options are not linear in nature, right?
Yes.
I will not go and take legal studies only because I'm interested in law. I will not go and pick up psychology because I want to become a psychologist. A lot of you who are wanting to study management might pick up psychology because it's an important skill to have when I get into people management. A lot of you who are interested in data science, for example, might pick up economics because it's a good skill to add on to. A lot of you who are wanting to become data scientists can also take the commerce route to get into it. Right? So I think answer is please go back and put your goals, your dreams on a piece of paper and start plotting them. I will share my email ID. I will try to be as accessible as I can. I am typing my email ID in the chat window. Document that, share it. and we can probably try and have a conversation around it.
Thank you, sir.
Guys, we'll have to call it a day. What we will do is, over a week's time, we are actually building a repository, something that I spoke in the last session that was on design, so based on the speakers, we are building a repository. We will try and put all your questions in the form of an FAQ and publish it on the website, and also inform you once it is done. But it's going to take a good 1 week or so for us to do that, right? For now, my apologies for not being able to take up a lot of questions, right? But we have these questions with us, and we will try and collate and send you these answers. Thank you so much, everyone. And I'm closing the session now. Thank you.